Welcome back. With rental rates skyrocketing, you may have asked yourself, should I rent my home instead of selling it? Realtor Wade Perry joins me now. Wade, you rent a property. You know how this works.
Yep.
There's a few things that people should think about.
Three major ones. And the first one is the emotional side. There's a lot that goes into this from a legal and a financial side, and we'll address that in a minute. But emotionally, Corey, you first and foremost have to be ready for a stranger to live in and take care of what is likely one of your most valuable assets.
Right.
And just a little hint, they're not going to care about your asset as much as you are.
Absolutely
So
not.
you've got to get that through your head and say, all right, I'm good with this. The second step of that is, are you prepared to have midnight meetings with the plumber?
Oh, that's a huge question.
It happens.
Yeah.
Or, you know, the water heater breaks or whatever it might be. You've got to be able to get home on that and say, I'm okay. The most important facet or part of this emotional side, Corey, is the background and credit checks. If you don't get that correct, now you've got somebody in your house taking care of it that may be the wrong person.
Yeah.
So you've got to make sure you get that one correct. If you get that wrong, forget it. Once you get through the emotional side, and if you're good with the three things that we just mentioned, you can move on to legal and financial. This is a business. You have an asset, and that asset is going to have expenses, and it's going to have income, and it also has some liability you have to protect against. Treat it like a business. Even if your friend is there, they've been your friend forever. When money's involved, the real stripes on the tiger are exposed. So be careful. So let's talk about financial for a minute.
Number two, yes.
Right. So when it comes to financial, obviously, hey, I'm going to do this to make money. I've got income coming in. So you've got to first know what are the rents in the local area. The second thing you need to know is what's going to be in my mortgage. That's the easy part, income versus expense. Now you've got to think about, what are my reserves? Do I have enough money in the bank to handle vacancies? Yeah, vacancies. There might be a time when somebody's not living in it. Do you have reserves to handle repairs? The second part of the financial is the CPA. Let somebody else take care of this. And I would say you're going to need separate bank accounts. This is a business. It's not your personal.
Right.
The other side of it is make sure your CPA understands the tax ramifications that go along with the income, with the depreciation, and also have an intimate understanding of the capital gains laws. Do I have to live in this unit for a certain number of years during a certain time period in order to qualify?
That is so huge. So many people forget about that.
Correct.
Oh my gosh.
The last side that everybody forgets about is the legal. This is a legal thing. So the first and foremost that I would say to people is meet with an attorney and talk about eviction preparation. Know in advance what are the laws, what's in my lease, have clauses written in so you understand exactly how am I going to get someone out. The next step is I would make sure that you put in place an LLC, a limited liability corporation, that shelters that asset from you. So if something happens on that property, they can't come sue you for your personal. They can only attach the assets of the LLC. The last point would be an umbrella insurance policy. If somebody trips, falls, breaks a leg, that they can basically get made whole from the proceeds of that insurance claim.
Right. Big tips there, a lot to think about.
Financial, legal, and emotional. Get the emotional done first.
It's huge. All right, Wade Perry, thank you so much. We're going to put all these tips on our website, 9news.com. We'll be right back.